Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gen Z Sanctum. It is another wonderful Wednesday, and I'm your host today, Nathan, with your co-host Nate. Say
Is
hello.
is it a wonderful Wednesday or is it just a Wednesday? I don't know.
It's a wonderful Wednesday. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
I don't know. Just guessing from the fact that we don't really have a topic, I was just thinking it was a normal Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
We do have a topic,
oh, you came up with something? Nice.
and well, I already had the topic beforehand.
Oh, then why did you say in a text, I quote, I have nothing for this week?
When did I read? Okay. If I said that, what I meant to say is I have no idea how we're going to record.
Oh,
Hang
you
on.
said, I'm still back and forth about what we are doing for the podcast today.
Okay, well, I said that wrong. I meant back and forth on are we doing remote or in person? That's
Oh,
what
because
I
what
meant.
I thought you meant you were back and
Yeah.
forth on whether you had a topic. Okay.
No.
Never mind. You do have one. Good.
Mhm.
Be more clear next time, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Frick me.
So my topic today is also kind of my small talk.
Ooh, okay.
So I have good news and bad news.
Good news and bad news. Ooh.
So we're starting with small talk. I didn't announce that, but small talk.
Mm.
We actually have work now. I'm not sitting around my butt all day. Yippee!
Ooh, nice. You finally got some mail trucks in?
Nope.
Oh. Oh, you finally have work? You got mail trucks in? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, never mind.
That was awkward. All right. So moving on.
What
No,
do
I'm
you
just kidding.
have then?
No, we got plenty of customers' cars in. We got a customer's car in. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So let me ask you something. If your engine in your car were to chuck the serpentine belt, and by the way, this is for people that don't know, a serpentine belt basically runs all your accessories, your alternator, your power steering pump, your water pump, just basically runs all the accessories to make your car function. Let's put it
Okay.
that way.
All right.
Uh, would you know if your belt just chucked and then you didn't have a serpentine belt anymore on your car?
Would I know? Probably not.
Okay, because we got a car in today. It was a Jeep Commander.
Okay.
Already problem number one.
A Jeep Commander.
And it had chucked its serpentine belt on the highway.
Mm.
And it was a overnight drop off, so there was a ticket in the box, but it said chucked a belt and had to add coolant, which I'm like, oopsies. So I brought it in. It sounded horrible. It sounded like it was trying to fire a cylinder out the bottom.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no. But I lifted it up and checked underneath. It didn't look bad. But I put a new belt on it, ran like garbage. And then I'm starting to think, did they overheat this thing? And they overheated it bad because not only did they blow both head gaskets, but they blew up the engine by overheating it.
Wow.
Yes. Smart. Very smart. Which, here's the funniest thing, right? Is it chucked it on the highway. You would know if your power steering went out or not.
Okay.
Because any car with power steering, you lose a belt, you lose power steering. So all of a sudden your steering wheel is going to stiffen up. You're going to have to really work to get that steering to actually function. So that just doesn't make any sense to me how you just continue driving. And not to mention, you would have seen your temperature gauge spiking.
Yeah.
And that temperature gauge doesn't mean anything. We're going to keep on driving. Starts
Wow.
blowing coolant at the puke tank.
That would,
This is
yeah.
a good idea.
You would probably
And
know.
then they pull off and they're like, I know, which is I don't understand. Like people should know basic functions. Like if your car is overheating, it means pull it on the side of the road.
True.
I don't know. I don't know, or if you had like people who could, hey, could you read me a serpentine belt for my car? Yeah, sure.
Let me just blow it up real
I don't
quick.
know. So yeah, let me. I don't like this, and not to mention it had over 200,000 miles on it, which it was heavily on borrowed time.
Wow.
So, and then the lady who owned it called and basically said, "I hope my insurance covers that." And it was like, I don't know what kind of
Uh,
insurance you have, but if they cover that, I think you got a warranty like 10 years ago that you forgot about.
yeah.
But yeah, toast.
Breaking news!
So
I have some breaking news for you if you want.
we have breaking news, everyone. Let's listen to breaking news.
Okay, so two interesting things. Both movies, Inside Out and Deadpool versus Wolverine, crossed $1 billion globally in the box office. So that tells you that the
Nice.
movie is really good. Because usually, like, the $1 billion mark is when a movie is considered to have done well.
Yeah, very well.
So,
And you know what's really interesting is
yeah.
I know Deadpool had a higher
Budget?
budget, yeah,
Yeah.
but um, Inside Out 2 had a $200 million budget. I think it's safe to say they got their money back.
Absolutely. I'm gonna look up what the budget was on Deadpool versus Wolverine. 20 million.
Are you sure?
Yep. Budget at $20
That is
million. That's what that's lower than what you thought?
very low.
All right, let's
Most
see.
movies can't even function today with a budget of that small. Hang on.
Inside Out 2 did have a $200 million budget, which is interesting cuz everything had to be animated,
Oh.
so you would have to have a much higher budget. But yeah,
Yeah. That's interesting.
yep, $20 million budget for Deadpool versus Wolverine, and it made $1 billion back globally. So that's very interesting. It claims the number one
That is it.
spot in the global box office.
Yeah, I could understand that.
So you need to watch it now because you haven't watched it yet, right?
Nope.
Yeah, definitely need to watch it. I especially love the part where Wolverine does a animatronic jump into the front seat of the car. Have you seen that meme?
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yeah, one point
You know what
two
I
billion
find really
dollars at the
funny
golf off.
is
Yep.
you can say that actor's been everywhere. So the actor who plays Wolverine,
Mm-hmm.
he was on The Greatest Showman too.
Yep.
The fact that he's done Wolverine, a movie like that, then he's played. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. So
Uh huh.
the movie, I'm separating the movie and music separately. I'm separating it separately. English. Don't know how it works.
Okay.
Um, but the songs of The Greatest Showman were fantastic. A plus. The movie, C plus, B minus.
I would say that too.
I didn't think the movie was all that great, but the music, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Like,
looking.
is it
Yeah, you finish.
because the movie actually ended? So it was based on a true story, but
Mm-hmm.
The movie had a happier ending in the movie than it did in real life, because in the movie it ended with the guy who started it go back to his family and be like, family's more important. That did not happen in the real story. The real story, the guy who created the circus moved on and basically forgot his family existed.
I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. To be honest, for real
Yeah.
life.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking over Hugh Jackman's movies that he's been in, like over.
Yeah, and I will say, for the movies that Hugh Jackman has been in,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he has that good of a singing voice, why is he not in more musicals?
That's a good question.
Because in my personal opinion, he should be in more musicals. Now,
Mm-hmm.
does he like musicals? I have no idea.
I mean, you'd have to ask him
But
probably.
I mean, yeah. But if I ever got the chance to ask him, I would ask him. For all the movies that you've been in, Deadpool and Wolverine. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's been in a Batman movie. I think he's been in a couple other DC movies,
I'm gonna
if
I'm
I
gonna
remember
scroll down. I'm
correctly.
gonna scroll down through the movies that he's been in, and I'm gonna just list off the ones that I've seen. So, Deadpool versus Wolverine, Deadpool 2, Greatest Showman, Logan, X-Men, Apocalypse, The Wolverine. Oh, the 2012 Les Miserables remake, interesting. Uh, X-Men First Class, X-Men Origins, Happy Feet, interestingly enough. Um, The Prestige, X-Men Last Stand, Van Helsing, X2, and then X-Men in 2000. So yeah, I mean, all of those. I don't know if he's been. Let's see. Hugh Jackman in DC. What
So
was
he's still the main face of Wolverine.
obviously.
But the fact that you've got all these movies here, the only musical I see is The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
And yet, from what I see, he's not in any other musical, unless one of these I'm seeing here is a musical.
Okay, so let's see. Or Hugh Jackman portrayed Thomas in The Fountain. What is The Fountain? Hold on. The Fountain's a
No idea.
2006 film. That's part of DC Comics. Apparently, I have no idea what this is about. I think it's a DC film from a long time ago that fell through the cracks because I still have no idea what this film is about. But apparently, it's part of the DC universe, or some. It was made by DC, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they had a great cast of singers, especially. I do have to ask, what is your favorite song from The Greatest Showman?
Oh, that's a good question. It's been a hot
'Cause-
minute since I've watched The Greatest Showman. Great. Okay, I can't even spell greatest showman. Here we go. Songs I have to remember. Let's see. We got Greatest Show, Million Dreams, The Other Side, This Is Me, Tightrope from now. Okay, there's a lot of them. Probably This Is Me would probably be my favorite.
That is my personal favorite too. That
Yeah.
is a very good one. Because one thing that I like the movie is displaying is this movie took place during segregation. I think it did. Didn't it?
Hold on. When
I'm
was the Greatest Showman set? The late 19th century, so 1800s. Uh, but I think it was set in. Um, was it set in Britain or was it set in America? Hold on. Um, early. It just says early 19th century, so that's the interesting. Okay. Let me look this up.
I don't know if it was actually in America.
Yeah, I don't think so either. which means segregation was not a thing in other countries, at least during this time. On say September 1st, 1850, the onlookers watched the okay 1850. Okay, so this would have been
A long time ago.
not during segregation though.
Okay. Yes. True. Huh.
He died in
So
1887.
maybe it was maybe just more to be yourself, don't care about what people say about you. That's why I like the song This Is Me. 'Cause
Segregation
it's like,
era,
hey,
yeah. Segregation
this
era
this
1900 to 1939. So this would have been before.
see, here's where my segregation thinking comes from.
Mhm.
Because one of the songs, I always forget the name. Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Uh,
Is it
uh,
This Is Me
uh,
or is it?
uh, Rewrite the Stars.
Oh, right.
So I remember in the movie
Mhm.
before the song starts, the two characters that are played, uh, Zac Efron plays the guy, and then Zendaya plays the girl. I don't
Mhm.
remember their character names, but they're going through a whole. Oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. Now I gotta freaking look up the. Yeah.
Wow.
I got problem. Okay, you look up the cast here because I need to know their actual names. Well, the characters they played. Um, so Philip and Anne in the movie.
Mhm.
So Philip was showing Anne to his parents, like, "Hey, this is the girl that I like," and his parents disapproved her because she was black. That's where my segregation thinking comes from.
Interesting. Say the name of the character again.
Because
I want to look this up.
Philip and Anne, Philip
Okay.
Carlisle and Anne Wheeler.
Philip Carlisle and in Weaver in
Wheeler.
yeah. Two of the lead characters, Philip Carlisle and Anna Wheeler, were completely fictional. So they were not part of the real story. So this was
Okay,
written in
but
to the
if it
story.
if
But yeah,
okay, but then my question would be, does it take place during segregation? Because the movie kind of like
the movie's set.
displays that it is.
This is a common trope in modern films, is sticking it to white people by having some oppressed black person, or and then like making us feel sorry for them because those two characters were completely fictional, and if this movie was set in a time that was not the segregation era, but they did this anyway because they want us to feel bad about it. That's my theory
Meh.
anyway, because so many like so many recent. That's probably why the reason why so many recent like especially Disney remakes are made where they're like, let's switch this out for a black character because we want them to be like, we want to like we feel like it was like somehow racist to have like all white characters in previous movies, so let's just switch out even though there's no reason to. Let's just do that
So
because
so
what?
here's the thing, right? So if they're gonna make a live action Princess and the Frog, does that mean they're gonna make Tiana white?
I mean, the real story of Princess and the
Yeah,
Frog was originally white, so they
I mean
already did that. They already changed it to what it is in the cartoon.
in the cartoon, yes, but keep in mind it wasn't. It was a similar to the like story that happened during royalty, but this was kind of like a funny remake of it. So they made it black because the black people, back in the day didn't typically get paid as well. Like segregation was over. But people still kind of like, you're black. I don't feel like paying you as much as the white get paid.
I mean,
At
she was
least if I
also a
understand
woman,
it correctly.
so that could also have been the reason.
I mean, true, true, but I mean, you get where I'm coming from.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, the Princess and the Frog, Princess Fairy Tale,
I
and they
mean,
were married happily ever after. But I think they wanted to add some more real life scenarios into it.
which is weird because the whole thing
Not,
is a
not
fairy
that,
tale.
not.
But you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I know, but still, like having to work for what you want instead of just snapping your fingers and getting it.
that's true. Which is just
So,
like no matter your color, that's the thing you should have to do is work for what you like.
yes, exactly.
So it
But
really didn't matter. But yeah.
anyway,
Anyway, moving on.
no. But I don't know if I watched the movie. I might watch the movie again, but I
Maybe.
still listen to the music.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Somebody the other day was talking to me about like iconic songs from movies that are loved and absolutely will like outlast us, and they mentioned Frozen music, and I was like, bro, Frozen music while like
It's
yeah,
overplayed.
exactly. Like they were like,
It's not necessarily good. Is it bad music? No. Is it overplayed? Absolutely.
Let It Go is essentially the movie equivalent of All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like it
Actually, I think Let It Go is actually worse, in my opinion, because Let It Go is referenced all year long.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, hold
And
on.
All I Want for Christmas Is You is referenced only through the beginning of November, maybe a little bit of October,
Yeah,
through January.
2013 was when Frozen first came out. The music being played over and over again in 2014, the year after, was a year too much. Like, sure, play the song over and over again during the year the film was released, and the following year, move on to something else, please. But no, my sister
Yes.
wore
And
out a
it's
CD.
still played over and
My
over
sister
today.
wore out a CD of Frozen music listening to basically that one song
Oh my
back
god.
when this first came out. So I heard this, like, my sister would play this in the car during trips, and I would just be like, why are we listening to this for the 1500th time again? And she was like, no, I'm gonna play a different Frozen song. I'm like, Frozen and In Summer are the only good songs, and even that, like you listen to, like, In Summer was a good song. You listen to it for the 10th time, and it's like, okay, we need to stop. We need to stop this.
You know what is a really good song? So Frozen 2 music, just
Mhm.
because it wasn't overplayed, was better. But my personal favorite is Show Yourself.
Okay,
That is one of my personal favorite
I
songs.
never actually
from the movie.
watched Frozen 2 because of
So here,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
I never actually watched Frozen 2 because of how abused Frozen 1 and its music was, simply because I just had negative connotations with it. So when it came out in 2019, I was like, I'm not going to watch this.
I mean, personally, you have your own opinion, but
And my opinion is the only
I
one
think
that's
it's
right.
pretty good. Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
But I like the fact that music of Frozen 2 was not overplayed and it was written well. One thing I really do like about Frozen 2 is they explained how Elsa got her powers, which now it all makes sense.
Yes.
So, your P.
Yep.
Ugh.
Anyway,
So,
yeah, Frozen 2 is a straight up, oh, they don't play Frozen 2 music as much as Frozen 1 music. Oh no. Anyway, so we're going to be
oh, speaking of that, did you see that the show is actually coming to an end?
they're finally bringing
Like
Top Gear
it's
to an end.
well, it's not called Top Gear anymore. It's
Okay.
called Grand Tour, but same
I
thing.
mean, yeah.
Yes, it's coming to an end this year. I'm like, bruh. 22 years of the show going on, and they're just like, yeah, now's a good time to end it.
I mean, you should have ended it when the original characters stepped aside. That should have been. That should have been when you stopped. But no.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm actually done. Bye.
All right, guys, it's my episode. Oh, wait, you're back. Sorry. Okay.
I'm done. I'm done. All right. Bye.
All right, guys, it's my
Okay.
episode.
Wow.
No. Anyway,
All right. So the
moving on.
actual topic.
Yeah.
So the actual topic of this week is camping stories, which is why I said it had to do with my small talk, which why I didn't explain it.
You
I went
didn't.
camping last weekend. I explained that last week.
Oh, yay! You went camping. So that, yeah.
Yes.
So
I
how
went
was
camping.
it?
All right, this is the end of the episode. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so
It went pretty well.
bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when he says camping, what he means is plugging a camper at a campsite.
You're funny. Tent camping, I know tent camping is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, so we camped at Prophetstown State Park. Have you ever camped there before? Because I feel like I thought you had camped there once.
Yes, me and my dad went there once.
Okay, yeah, because I had a feeling. I thought you had been there once before. That's where we camped. But when you were there, did they have a water park?
Yes, but it was closed because we went in like I think November.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So we used the water park. The water park wasn't bad. It had a lazy river, 2 slides, and it actually had a pool, but it only went to 3 feet. So don't dive. Dives right in.
That wouldn't make sense. Here's
skull's broken.
here's what I don't know. Was it just you and your parents, or did Megan come from college to camp with you guys, or was
No,
it okay?
Megan didn't come from college because one, it was the beginning week, so she couldn't
No,
miss
that's
classes,
true.
and 2, she doesn't exactly have the gas money to do that either.
I mean, yeah, that would be true.
And my grandparents, well, it's not necessarily new. They've had it for they've had it for a few years now, but it's only supposed to sleep 4 comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
But we made it sleep 5, and Ryan slept out in the tent with the dog. And Mia had never been camping before, so she didn't exactly know what to think about. So she was very paranoid night 1.
Yeah.
So any noise she heard, critters running around, probably raccoons or possums or, whatever, just running around. He's like, and it just starts barking at noises she can't see, like wondering, hey, I hear noises. Why can't I see what's making those noises?
Yeah.
But she eventually got used to it. But unfortunately, the last night, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday night, everybody. And when I say, okay, not everybody, but like every campsite was full.
Ooh,
From
okay.
like Saturday, actually Friday through Saturday, every campsite was full.
I mean, it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend to go camping.
Oh, it was an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
But Sunday came around, and I mean, everybody packed up and left.
That's because the heat
And we
was
stayed
coming.
there. No, it's because it's a Sunday. People have to work
Okay,
on Monday.
never mind. Frick me. I don't know anything about freaking.
Yeah, frick you.
All right. Turn me over, Daddy. I mean, whoa, hold on.
Oh, I'll turn you over.
All right.
I got out of here.
All right.
But anyway, so the whole place was practically empty like Sunday. I think like the last couple people had left by about Sunday afternoon.
Mm.
So we got back Sunday evening. You could hear crickets and, you could freaking hear the corn growing if you really wanted to, except there wasn't corn.
You could hear the freaking corn growing.
But
What?
I mean, but I mean, it was quiet enough that if you were in a cornfield, you could hear the corn growing,
Is that even a thing?
which it is actually a thing, believe it or not. Corn
Oh, okay.
grows so fast that if you're in a cornfield completely quiet and you just sit there still, you can kind of hear the corn stretching, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
weird. I've never been in a field, but the fun fact, that's how fast corn grows.
Wow.
It grows fast enough to where you can hear it growing. I still need to go to a cornfield and not get, you know, plummeted by a combine.
Apparently, you can
You're
hear.
just sitting in there, corn that's taller than you, then you hear a combine coming.
I mean,
I'm dead.
combines are very loud. You would have enough time to get away if a combine was barreling towards you.
Or unless you're an idiot like me, you just stare up at the combine.
You're
Well,
you
I'm dead.
you're a deer when a 100-ton piece of metal is barreling towards them at 60 miles an hour.
Exactly. Just stares at it.
Um,
I can't move. It's so bright.
deers when a branch cracks. I must run for my life. It's in danger. When a 100-ton truck is barreling towards them at 60 miles an hour, I'm going to stay here.
It's like they're in a trance.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not moving.
And people say it's because of the
But
lights, but it's like, bro, that there's the sun. They would just every deer would just be staring at the sky during the day if that was the case.
the lights. Oh, the lights, you say? Oh, boy.
Anyway,
Anyway, but do you have any camping stories?
I mean, do you remember when me and you went camping the last time?
I do remember. That was a long time ago.
That would have been like 15 or 16 maybe when we last time we went.
No, 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 no. It wasn't that long ago. It was probably about.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was probably about. I want to say like 7 years ago, ish.
No, I'm saying that's the age we were about.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were saying like
No.
15 years ago. I'm like, bruh, do you realize how old we were 15 years ago?
No, you idiot. I'm saying we were about 15 or
Wow.
16 last
Yeah.
time we went camping.
Yeah.
That was fun. I think
I can't remember where that was though.
I think it might have been either Turkey Run or Clifty Falls.
Clifty Falls. I'm gonna go walk up a cliff now.
It was also, I believe, my other friend Ryan went, and we all three of us stayed in the camp.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I have no idea where Ryan went. I hung out with Ryan. We went camping, and then after like the whole trail life debacle happened, which that's another story for another time. We couldn't we didn't have a way to hang out with him anymore, so he just kind of fell off the radar entirely. So if you're out there, Ryan, listening,
He just disappeared.
what the frick happened to you? Hopefully you didn't stay at Trail Life for long, because those people are a bunch of okay. I'll stop. But no, we should do a whole episode in the future where the topic is like great injustices that have happened to us and how we dealt with them or something.
Yeah. I mean, I have a few I could tell.
I mean,
But that's not today's topic.
yeah.
So I don't know if you remember this, but when we were out camping, this was not with Ryan. I went camping with you twice. One was with Ryan and one was without.
Yeah.
The one time we went camping without Ryan, I don't remember where that was, but we ended up going exploring and we found a train stopped.
Oh, just a
Do you remember
random.
that? And we got up on the train and started walking around on the train.
Oh, when was that also the camping trip that we all went into the woods and got lost?
I don't think it was that one.
Do you remember that one where we went into a trail that was supposed to be a loop, but it never looped, and so we were in the middle of nowhere, and then we found it eventually, but we were lost for like an hour.
I don't think Do you remember me being with you?
Yeah, it was the same one.
Yeah.
Me, you, Ryan. We went after dark with flashlights to. It was a little tiny trail
Oh,
that went off into the
I
woods,
remember that.
did a loop, and came back. But we went off onto the trail. It never looped, and we were just stuck going in multiple directions to try to find the path again. And it was like an hour later when we found our way back out of the woods into the campsites again.
Yeah, we're like, has this looped?
uh,
I don't know.
we were genuinely freaking out because it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, we couldn't sleep. I remember this now, but we couldn't sleep, and we're just like, you want to go out in the woods?
Let's just walk out. In the
Sure,
woods.
grab your flashlight. And we just find a tray. I'm like, oh, this looks cool.
Let's go down here. This
I
random
remember-
trail.
I remember when we got lost, when we got back, we're like, are we going to go to bed? Yeah. As soon as I get into the tent, I just...
And I
out.
didn't beat you with a stick that time.
Yeah, you didn't beat me with a stick.
It was in that same tent.
Actually, did I ever tell you why I was so tired that night?
I don't remember, but that was still
Okay,
hilarious.
that one night, I'm almost classifying this as a camping story because we were
I mean,
sleeping in a
kind
tent.
of, yeah. We'll count it.
But so the week before, I had been at Twin Lakes Camp.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Twin Lakes Camp, you go to bed late and you wake up early.
Yeah.
So I was tired.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to stay up. And you're just like, do you want to do some recording at 3 a.m.? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go to bed. Just wake me up. And then I end
That
up
worked.
passing out.
That really worked.
So 3 a.m. comes. Nathaniel pulls out the camera and he's like, Nathan, wake up. It's 3 a.m. And I ain't moving.
I just
I'm
filmed.
not
I
moving.
filmed you. You were like mouth open in your cot.
And then he's like, Nathan, wake up. And I think you start slapping me. Like,
Yeah,
wake up.
I start smacking you on the back, and then I go out and find a stick and just start poking you.
And then you're like, and you're like, Nathan, wake up. And then you get tired of that. Nathan,
Yeah.
wake up.
I was filming you
And
as I was
that still
taking
didn't
this.
do anything.
I took this little like green like whippy stick and just started smacking Nathan on the back while I was filming. Nathan, wake up!
Didn't move an inch.
I could have done some
So,
devious things to you
and
and you wouldn't have woken up. But whoa, hold on, I didn't say that on the
Oh.
podcast.
But anyway, when I had woke up the next morning,
Yeah,
I didn't feel any evidence that you'd smacked me with a stick.
probably because you were so numb, your cells
then-
didn't even register. Yeah.
My brain was like, "Is that pain?"
Is that bad?
Don't
Nah.
worry about it. The nerves are like, "I feel in pain." Yeah, screw you.
Nah. You're like, no,
So and then
your nerves were like to your brain, hey, there's pain, wake up. Your brain was you the whole night. The whole night.
But
Anyway.
when I woke up the next morning, Nathaniel looks at me and he's like, "Bruh, why did you not wake up at 3 a.m.?"
Oh wait, no, I
He's like-
abandoned you that night. Remember, like around like 4 a.m.
yeah, I
I went
remember.
in and slept in my bed.
And
inside.
you're like, "Yeah." And then I walked inside. I'm like, "Bruh, why are you in your bed?" Well, you fell asleep. Yeah, I fell asleep because I
Yeah.
was tired. Well, I tried to wake you up at 3 in the morning, but you didn't wake up. What? How did you wake me up? I whacked you with a stick.
I showed you the film too. I was like, yeah, watch this.
Yes, I know. I was like, well, it's safe to say I was tired.
Yeah, that was fun. We've like 3 or 4 times tried to set up a tent in our backyard and sleep all night in it, and we've only, let's see, we've I don't think ever finished the night in the tent.
No.
One time it rained, which we have a footage of. It just started raining. And then the other time you fell asleep,
do
I
remember
smacked
that.
you and then went in when I gave up. Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Very good times. So, do you have any specific campy stories that you might know
Ooh,
on your side?
I ooh, um, actually, I've got one story before we end the episode. That I just remembered.
Okay.
Um, this was the time that I went camping and did. Nathan, do you remember a couple of years back when it was super popular to do what was called the Charlie challenge or whatever? I think it was four Charlies.
Is that like Bloody Mary?
It's
Like you look in the
kind
mirror
of
and you say Bloody Mary 3 times?
it's kind of like that. You take a piece of paper, make a plus sign on it, and in the four squares you write yes no. So you go yes no on the bottom, and you put a pencil laying along one line, and you like balance a pencil on the top. You say Charlie four times, and then you ask a question, and supposedly the pencil's supposed to either the tip of the pencil is supposed to either point at yes or no.
I have never done that. No.
Okay, let me look this up.
Ugh.
Charlie Chow. Okay, no, I can't spell challenge. Yeah, here we go. Charlie challenge. Charlie challenge is a game in which you yes or no question. Let's see. Yes or no is written on a sheet of paper. As with a Magic 8 Ball, most players, typically teenagers, do not. The game is. Let's see. Popularized in 2015. Yeah. Um. Basically, you got four. You got two pencils. Yes, no. It hovers. It's kind of like a Ouija board, but like a more modern version of that, essentially.
Okay.
Anyway, did that on a camping trip once for you just sent a freaking guy on a motorcycle randomly in the
Yep.
Discord. Anyway, did that once on a camping trip and it didn't work. So from then on,
What the frick is this? You chuck it at the ground, you walk away.
so
Like, what the frick?
I
wasted my
never,
time.
because here's the thing, I was so young and naive that I believed all of the Ouija board or 3 a.m. challenges on YouTube, and I was like, I want to make my own. When nothing
Yeah.
happened, I ceased to believe any of those videos were real, to the point where I just stopped, like, unsubscribed and stopped watching a bunch of funny channels that did it, simply because I was like, it didn't work for me. Frick off. And you know,
It
what
didn't
was
work for me.
funny?
Screw you.
What was funny is, like, a few years after the fact, most of those channels, like, were physically came out and said none of this was real. It was all faked for the views. So, and I was like, yep. You think so? Yeah. Anyway, that was the fun story.
Nice.
Do you have another camping
Anyway,
story?
I have another camping
Okay.
story. This didn't involve you, but this had
Okay.
to do with boys.
What
No. So my small group, my
Mhm.
parents' small group that I participated in,
Mm.
they wanted to do a guys' camp out.
Oh, I'm sure this went well.
So first of all, we had to set up our tents in the rain.
Wonderful.
It
This is
wasn't
already going
raining
well.
horribly, but we set up our tents. Actually, we didn't set them up in the rain. We kind of like stayed in the shelter to wait for the rain to die down. But we're like, the rain's not going to die down. Yeah, well, shoot, we got to set them up. So we set them up. It wasn't raining horribly. Like, we were definitely wet when
Mhm.
we were done setting it up, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, once we have everything set up, we wake up the next morning, and I just realized how much rain we got because somebody's truck drove by or was parked, and then they drove away, and about half their bed was full of water.
I remember one time for another trail life, not the bad one, but the good one, we had to set up in the rain and someone's truck got stuck. And so,
Oops.
and so we were just in and this was when my sister came on. So my mom, me, and my sister went on this. We got in our tent. We had the rain fly over, so we were good. But then we looked outside at the chaos of everyone else because nobody else had set up their tent in the rain before. So everyone was like, "Oh no, it's the rain! This is terrible. We can never set up in the rain." Oh yeah. Anyway, so one guy's truck, I think it was a Chevy Silverado from like the late '90s or something, that got stuck so bad that like 5 guys had to all shove it from behind to get it back onto the street where they could go pick up something. I don't know,
Wow.
but I thought that was funny. Anyway, you continue your story.
Okay, so then the next night rolls around. There's no rain, thankfully. But all of a sudden, I hear in the distance, like, so we're in a giant, like, group. This isn't a campground. It's kind of like I mean, it is a campground, but it's not set up for campers. Like,
So it's an actual
trailer
campground.
campers.
Okay.
It's an actual campground
Yeah.
for tents. But, so,
Mm-hmm.
there's a guy further down the road. It's the dad and his son. I start hearing the loudest snoring I have ever heard in my life. I'm like 300 feet away from this guy, and this is how loud he is.
I hear nothing from through the mic.
Okay. So take normal snoring volumes.
Mm.
That's what he sounded like 200 feet away.
So my dad then.
No, he was louder than your dad. I heard your dad
Nope.
snore.
I'm
He's
gonna
louder than-
I'm gonna bet $5 that my dad could beat him in the snoring contest. My dad's.
I don't know.
I gotta tell you this funny story. That my dad had it on camping trip. We were all setting up tents on a trail life camp, and all the adults had to set up their tents together. My dad was about to go set up his camp or his tent like about 300 to 400 feet away, like with the kids, or not with the kids, but closer to the kids than the adults. And the new dad on the block was like, "No, come over, pitch your tent. I snore too. I won't mind." And my dad was like, "All right." So we went to sleep that night. We woke up the next morning. I was out sitting with my dad and the rest of the kids. The guy stumbles out of his tent, walks straight up to my dad, and just says, "You win." So, um,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, my dad would absolutely. If you you could just use my dad snoring as a jackhammer, essentially, to just vibrate concrete and bring down a building.
But his snore was so loud that his son came over to us and was like, "Can I sleep with you guys?" Why? Because my dad's snoring so loud, I can't sleep.
Wow.
So, oh, that was a story I wanted to tell for a while. Oh, it was hilarious. We woke up the next morning and my dad confronts him and he's like, "Do you realize how loud you snore?" "I snore."
I snore, huh?
Huh? "Yeah, you only snore so loud it sounds like a train's coming through."
I snore.
Oh.
The past night. Oh. Wow.
He snores so loud that you just go and wake him up. "Wake the frick!"
Wake up, frick up, stop snoring.
What?
I was snoring. Wow.
People say I snore. I don't really snore.
Yeah, no,
I
you
just
don't snore.
breathe heavily.
You don't snore.
No. And people are like, my sister's just like, "Oh, you snore. You snore." I'm like, "I don't snore. I breathe heavily."
Yeah, you
Just
just.
like,
Yeah.
"That's the same thing." I'm
No,
like,
it's
"No,
not.
it's not. No, it's not. Breathing heavily is one thing. Snoring is made because I think it's like a valve for your nose doesn't shut all the way.
It's a throat thing that
Something.
makes you snore. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a valve in your throat that doesn't shut all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it vibrates really heavily
Yeah.
when you breathe. But
Mm.
no, I want to tell that story. There's not really much more that I have unless you have something.
Not really. I mean, those are some of the best stories. The rest of the times we went camp. Oh, one more, but this isn't really a story. This is just a really bad time that we went camping. So Nathan, do you know where Pokehagen State Park is?
No, I don't.
Okay, Pokehagen State Park is in northern Indiana near the Michigan border.
Okay.
So my dad and I decided to go camping near the Michigan border in February. Tent camping in February. You can already see where this is
That
going.
seems like that was probably a little miserable.
You think?
You think?
You think? So that night, I had brought a nice warm sleeping bag, or at least what I thought was warm, and had
Oh no.
placed the tent and put the rain fly over it to keep some of the heat in. Everything was fine. I wake up in the middle of the night to find that about 4 to 6 inches of snow had fallen.
Oh no.
So I looked over and about at least 3 or 4 inches up my tent was just snow, and there was more falling. And I looked at my phone. It was 11 degrees. And
Tent camping.
tent camping in 11 degrees with 4 or 5 inches of snow, probably 6 by the next morning. And
Wow.
we had some of those hand warmers where you crack them and shake them and they warm up.
Oh yeah.
I cracked an entire package of 12 of those and put them in my sleeping bag in different areas. They didn't do shit. They really. I had one in my hand. I had two at my feet. I had one at my hip. I had a few that I laid on. I had a few under my head. I was still freezing. From about 4 to about 6 in the morning when the sun rose and we got up and started a fire. I was shaking and needed a nice couple warm cups of coffee the next morning that was actually the first time I ever had coffee on a camping trip, simply because it was something warm to drink. I didn't drink coffee.
Wow.
I didn't start actually drinking coffee until I was about 17 or 18, but so I was about 15 at the time, and I was like, yeah, just give me a cup of coffee because I'm shaking.
Yeah, I
and
need something hot.
I need this warm cup of, and it was so I never went to Pokehagen again when it was 11 degrees and snowing. I'll just say that again.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah, but he went to Pokehagen every year in February since then until I think 2 years ago when he stopped going camping
So
at
your
all.
dad went by himself?
He went by himself several more times every year since then until I think last year or the year before. Anyway. Yeah.
So that seems a little miserable.
A little miserable. You have no idea. Anyway. Yeah, I basically I probably would have been warmer if I had went butt naked and ran around on the ice in Antarctica.
Wow.
Anyway.
You would have been warmer or colder?
I would have been warmer if I had. Anyway.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I probably wouldn't have been warmer, but anyway. That's my last story because that's just we'll end on a good one.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily a camping story, I mean, it is, but it's not tent camping. It's not a tent camping
I
story.
mean, when do you ever
It
go
is
tent
a
camping? I'm kidding.
cabin camping.
Oh, okay.
Wow. It's a so. Do you know Channel Lake State Park? Have you ever gone camping there before?
Say the name again.
Okay, Channel Lakes.
Channel Lakes? No, I have not.
Yes. So a long time ago, when I mean a long time ago, for the record, we stopped camping in these cabins before Braden was born. So just keep that in mind.
So this would have been a long time ago.
A long time ago. I think we've been we actually camped in these cabins when Megan was a newborn.
Oh wow.
So that's how long ago it was. But so they offer these cabins back in the woods, like almost in the middle of nowhere in the state park. These
Mm-hmm.
cabins are as bare bones as you can get for a cabin. They have no central heating. They have no air conditioning. The only way you can heat the place is with a wood burning stove.
Okay.
Like that's it. So it's really cool because the only way to heat the thing is a fire burning stove. So if you want to heat up, you start a fire in the stove and you go sit in front of it if you're cold.
Nice.
So I quite enjoyed, but I don't remember a whole lot of stories, but if you can get the chance to go, it's extremely worth it.
Sounds fun.
I know I have stories of it, but I can't remember a lot of them off the top of my head. I just wanted to say that like it's not really a story, but we used to camp here kind of a thing.
Nice.
And I quite I miss going there, but here's the funniest thing, right? Is
Yeah.
the DNR said you were only allowed to have 6 people in these cabins at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We did not listen to that rule. We had a max of 11 people in the cabin at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, we did not follow that rule. We nearly doubled the max amount.
Well, that sounds like
Good
the.
thing the DNR didn't find
All right.
out.
Well, now they know, and they've banned you for life.
Oh my gosh dang it.
No. Anyway.
We stopped renting them because they weren't big enough and we were already breaking the 6 people only rule.
They got
And
cabins
when you
at
try and add
Lincoln State Park that are like for 12 or more people.
yeah, but these are small cabins. If you actually look them up here, I'll actually send a picture in the Discord.
Also, we're almost at
Wait
an
a minute.
hour. Somehow, on an episode we thought we were going to be bored at, we're at over an hour, or
Wow.
nearly an hour.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't think we were going to be bored.
I was
I
expecting no
I
topic at
wanted to
all.
choose
Just
this
the way you
topic
said.
because no, I definitely had it. I had this topic picked out. I think on Monday actually.
Okay.
Uh, uh okay, we're actually going to
Mm-hmm.
uh,
I'm waiting.
so this is kind of a whoa. So this is kind of a cabin view.
Now, did you
So
say
they have different cabins.
channel lakes, or did you mean chain of lakes?
Chano Lake.
Chain o lakes. I've been to that one.
Yeah.
That one I've been to because I
Okay.
thought you said Chano
Yeah.
Channel Lakes. I was like, what?
No.
No,
Okay. So the
Chano
cabin
Lakes,
I'm going
yeah.
to send you a link. The cabin at the very top is the cabins that we use to camp in.
Chano.
This is like this is 10 Indiana state parks with cabins, but the top one is Channel Lakes.
Okay. Channel Lakes.
Yeah, these cabins are in the middle of nowhere. They have a well water source, septic tank, no heater, no heat. Well, they do have heat, but no air conditioning. But it's not central heat. It's heat from a wood burning oven.
I mean, they look like ones. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking here at the cabins, and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Each 800 square feet each. Double 2-set dunk pit.
Maximum
Bunk
people
beds.
6. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We broke that rule a lot.
Maximum people 6. All of them are maximum people 6? Oh, yeah. All of them are straight up maximum people 6. Okay.
I mean, some of these these cabins look about the same size all the way around.
They also, yeah.
But some of these cabins don't look as like, as bare bones as that one is, because you know how, you
Yeah.
know, in order to get to these cabins, like the Channel Lakes cabins, you have to look for them. Like you go to Channel Lakes, you look everywhere, and then you leave, and like you realize we have cabins you can rent. Wait, you guys have cabins? Like that's how hidden they are in the
Yeah,
park.
I looked at them on the map, and you got to go like down a back road to find them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You've got to go like almost in the back of the park, actually. I think,
Wow.
but yeah, I liked it because it was bare bones. Just because it's we. So what we're doing this weekend? So we do a Labor Day getaway weekend,
Yeah.
which is actually what we used to do in these cabins. We
Nice.
used to rent them out for Labor Day weekend. But unfortunately, our family has gotten way too big that there's no way that we do it. Um, we also went one year. We rented out a cabin at, oh my goodness, I can't remember. Camp Amigo. I don't
Okay.
know if you've heard of that camp.
Camp Amigo.
Their cabins that they allow you to rent will sleep. I think it's 11 people easily,
Is that
plus a
in
little bit
Michigan?
more. Yes, I
Ah.
think so.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Let me check.
Yeah.
If it's in Michigan, it's like almost on the border of Michigan and
All right,
Indiana.
let's look. Family retreats, RV tent camping. I'm gonna look at this. Did you go? Where did you go? Did you go? Just lodging, or was it? What did you
Let
do?
me see.
Because I found the website.
But I'm looking here. I'm trying to see what we did. See if I can even find.
Let's see.
Yeah, it was a lodging.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see. It's
Rustic
very
cabins.
close. It's very close to
Yeah.
the Michigan border with Indiana. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So we went there one year. weren't super satisfied with it.
Yeah.
So we kind of just tried different things, but now we have a method down. So now we just go to my aunt and uncle's house for Labor Day weekend and plan stuff that way.
I see. Here we go. This is where. Hold on. I'm sending you a picture. Or not a picture, but a location of
Yeah.
where. Here, this is. Just zoom out, and this will tell you where Pokagon State Park is. Like way up north, near the border with Michigan, essentially.
Oh, I see. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still in Indiana, but like barely.
It's up in the corner near the Michigan border, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like you drive like 5 miles up 69.
Yeah.
You're going straight into Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Essentially.
are not far
Yep.
at all.
So, anyway, if you have nothing else, we can cap off the episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you for listening to today's episode. An episode that Nathaniel thought we were going to start with no topic ended up being a nice episode.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Word yourself better and don't make me think you don't have a topic. All right, I'll stop.
I didn't actually have a topic. This is
okay.
something that I literally just answered the phone call and just like,
No, I totally had a
just kidding.
topic. No. No. All right.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.